second, just how quickly the cycle of new music comes out now. Everyone can put out a song.
No matter 40,000 songs a week.
That's absurd.
Like,
so to stay relevant in the like marketing world of like social media, you can't just drop an album if you're small, if you're local and independent and still getting your feet on the ground. You can't just like drop this huge album, 12, 13 songs with all your like best work, and you're just so passionate about it. You want to get out there, and you want everyone to listen to it, and you drop it. You do the right things. You promote it, before and after. But if you don't keep that up, for like, people just drop off. They just forget.
Exactly.
And so the single thing is like every month or so, people get reminded. It's like, oh yeah, this guy puts out good music. I'm gonna listen to this song. And then you're not asking for too much of their time. You're just being like, hey, check out this song. It's like 3 minutes instead of this album. Where everyone's like, ooh,
definitely,
that's like it's a huge time commitment in my busy day of scrolling through Facebook for 8 hours and letting my brain rot into nothing. Sorry, was that condescending? But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the world we live in right now. Is just our attention spans are minuscule, if
that's why they say like intros and songs now. It's like
it's like you got.
I've been seeing articles. They'll be like, "Should you have an intro to your song?" And I'm like, "Well, wait. The deciding factor of whether or not you should have an intro shouldn't be another person's attention span. It should be like the piece of art itself.
What services the song, right?
Right.
Fortunately, and here's my silver lining or my optimistic.
You just got to make it a really good intro.
I mean, yeah, but the chorus. Yeah, instead of I think I'm hoping the people I talk to, it does seem like it's starting to get old with people. Like people are searching more for like something more meaty, something that they can sink their teeth into. So I think what's going to happen is there's going to be like just these niche groups where there is going to be there's going to be a healthy market of people who will take the time to listen through a whole EP, and now it's up to the artist to find those people to market to instead of just throwing it out there in the wind and hoping it catches fire, because that mainstream majority of people looking through scrolling stuff, they're going to be more so of the type that's just like, if it's not impressive in 5 seconds, they hit next. But if you can find the people that are thirsty, the audiophiles, they're
one thing it does
cool.
It definitely frees up creativity though. One song at a time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's this risk of, no, not really a risk, but maybe a good. I was thinking about this. You put out a single, you do that and you do that, and then when you get about 8 of them, and you kind of work it and budget it out or whatever, then you just print up vinyls of the singles.
Yeah. And that's a collection, and
then maybe that will be something like a part of the future to make it sustainable in some way.
Right. I think
because that would be cool.
What we talked about with Pino was different ways to go about that. How do you market like a string of singles? Because just artistically, you're usually writing more than one song at a time.
Right, and they could be written so many moons apart that at that point, like, you have a set of songs that are like in one specific vibe, and then you'll do another set of songs later. I mean, you write songs, so you know how it is, and then it'll be like,
one can be sitting on the shelf for years, and then you just like go back to it and be like, oh, I know exactly what to do with this.
Yeah,
even though you had writer's block.
You have like
when you first started it.
When you're like writing songs, you have like just like a voice memo recorder of just like stupid shitty ideas that never will see the light of day. But then you I'll have some where it's like, go back to this one, and then I'll listen to it like months later, and it's like, okay, maybe that's an idea. But
I feel like that's the true test, is if your future self can still vibe with it, because your present self is always going to have a little bit of the ego involved. It's like, I wrote this sounds pretty damn cool, right? I'm going to write this down, or
your newest song's always your favorite song.
But if you can go back to it, and your future self is like, I guess, there is something that's still kind of cool. But your future self can also be removed from that ego that wrote it and be like, what the hell was I thinking? That's the dumbest, most horrendous pile of rubbish.
Well,
rubbish that I've ever written.
Well, right. I mean, you have to be confident enough to be able to write the song, to be like, I'm good enough to write a song.
Mm-hmm.
But then you still have to tell yourself, oh man, like it's not. You have to like. It's like you have to know that you're good enough to write the song, but you can convince your ego that it's never there.
Right. You can
trick it almost.
Yeah.
But it's like a way of tricking it. Be like, you have to know that you're good enough to be capable to, even if you write 100 crap songs, one of them's gonna come out all right.
Yeah.
But also, it's a tricky thing, man. But the ones that I always go back to...
everyone's method is different, too.
Yeah, so how do you write a song? Like, if you're sitting down to it, how do you get to it?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. It just... I don't know. Most of the ideas stem from just me noodling, and I am not, like, consciously aware of what I'm doing. I just kind of zone out. It's like a meditative thing. Just, like, I let my fingers just do whatever they're gonna do. And then my ear catches something it's doing. It's like, what? Wait, do that again.
Yeah.
Go, keep going, fingers. And then it'll just start developing. And then once my ear locks into it, that's when the brain is like, all right, there's so many different places we can go with this now. And then
when you get in those moments, you can't end like the writings. So if you leave that, and if you had an idea going that you felt was good, and then you walked away for like 3 hours and you came back, would that be helpful to you, or would that harm the process?
Depends on how quickly I walk away.
Like you're saying, like you kind of like channeled out in that moment, but then when if you get frustrated with it, even though you know you're in a zone, have you ever done that?
Yeah, if I come to a wall and nothing's coming in, I'm like, starting to run out of ideas where to go with this, that's the next step is then to just walk away from it, because that's usually when the ideas start flooding in again, is when you're away from, like, you're not holding the instrument, your mind is freed up.
Like when you lose your keys and then you're like obsessively looking for them, and then you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna walk away for a minute, and
then you remember.
Yeah, and then they're in your hand the whole time.
Or you always, what am I forgetting? I don't know what I'm forgetting. And then you finally get into your car, you're about to drive. I know what I forgot. The tickets. Kevin! Yes. Exactly. Some people wait until they're on the plane on the way to Florida to realize that their kid is.
And then a year later, the same situation in Paris.
Yeah.
Paris. Here we are, back to Paris. Yeah. Nothing good in France, I suppose.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Just a lot of...
The Eiffel Tower is awesome, but I've never been there.
No, me neither.
I actually, when we were in Virginia, though, we would eat dinner, and you could go. That's what's so cool. Like, technology is such a. It's not good or bad. It's neutral, and it's like you can use it for such cool things. So I'm sitting in Abingdon, Virginia, and I'm just like, having dinner with my wife. We like roll out this like pizza, and we did this whole thing, and then I said, or no, it wasn't pizza because that would have been Italy. But either way, you could pull up a vibe on your phone, be like, oh, cafe ambiance in Paris, and then like you put it on the TV, and then you just like, and you can have like people chatting in the background as you're like eating. It's like think about it. It's like, I guess that's almost like it's just a prototype of the Matrix.
Are you tired of listening to the same bands over and over again?
Over and over.
Stop listening to what mainstream media chooses for you.
You filthy casual.
And try something new. Tune in to the Underbelly Hours every Sunday night at 6 p.m.
on WRSE 88.7 FM.
For exclusive interviews, unreleased content, and more from the depths of Chicago's underground. I'm Adela.
I'm Dan.
Now available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or anywhere you stream your podcast, thanks to Ox Audio, a Chicago-based podcasting platform.